All right. Hello, everybody. Here today streaming Saturday Night Slam Masters. This is a game that I had heard a lot about when I was younger, but never actually played. I played it for the first time this weekend. Played it a couple times before I want to do a stream tonight. This will be the next game I'm reviewing. And I felt like this was a better way to do it rather than my last stream. Adventures of Batman Robin is nowhere near as bad as it made it seem that night, just because I've been playing that game all week. And that's a game that really wears on you very quickly. And I was pretty much done with that game by that point. So hopefully have a more enjoyable stream with this game tonight. My initial impressions are, I think it's better than any wrestling game I had played at the time. Like, I played a lot of the WWF games, and it's definitely better than that. There's definitely has more life to it. The WWF games really, their entire appeal is the license. They were very boring, bland games outside of the license. If this game had a WWF license, this would have been, exactly what I was hoping for when I was a kid. But, it didn't. This is more made by Capcom, so there's a lot of Street Fighter references. Final Fight, there's actually a character from Final Fight in this game. And it's like the wrestling games mashed with Street Fighter, mashed with Final Fight. Very interesting, and I've had some fun with it. Just doesn't seem like the deepest experience, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So let's see what I don't actually check the options. So this looks a lot like the menus for Street Fighter. Doesn't really play too much like Street Fighter, though. For now, I'm gonna start with single match, and you see a lot, very much like Street Fighter. First, I thought this was a reference to Sting, but it's actually a luchador named El Stingray. I'm gonna go with Guile here, Gunlock. So I'll go with him to start out with. So you can see that, first of all, that screen is way too quick. You can't read what's going on there. And it gets, I think it's like 50% successful with these in-ring entrances, because it's cool they're doing it this way, but not really anything happens. And then it's better along those WWF games at the time, which really you just start in the ring. At least that's what I remember. So I'm the guy in the black trunks. So you have a punch attack, a jump, and a button just for pinning. And grappling is very hit or miss. Grappling has to work like how you would throw in a beat 'em up game, because you really have to initiate it from top or bottom, like that. If I try to go at him head on, he will always grapple me first. And another tactic you have is, if you run like this, they will almost always take a hit. Jump attack like that is very hit or miss. I can go outside the ring. They won't always follow you. Sometimes there's stuff out here that you can attack them with. So here's another tricky thing. So he's down to no health, but it's tough to get him on the ground. Sometimes that can be tricky. But once you do, it's over.
You win.
This character just looks a lot like Guile to me. And again, there's a Street Fighter reference. The character I was playing was, or fighting against, was from Russia, and he talks about Zangief. And again, you can't, there's no time to read the free fight taunts. And this is cool, but again, it's the same thing every match. On top of that, this seems like the only cartridge game that has what I would like label as loading times. Like, it stops 3 different times before the match starts. So this game is very cheesable. Like, I could just do that a lot of times. Now's a move right out of Street Fighter. Finally got a grapple in, and that should do that. Oh. Alright.
You win.
A lot of the fonts here are also straight out of Street Fighter. Now, for the longest time, I thought this was an exclusive game for the Super Nintendo. When researching it, I saw that there actually was a Genesis version. And I took a look at videos of it and want to pull out my Genesis just to test it out. You know, and it seems pretty typical for these kind of ports, you know. Pretty terrible voices and music. Graphics are good, but not quite as good as the Super Nintendo. The control shouldn't be an issue because there's only 3 buttons. So, you know, didn't see many major differences other than the typical ones you'd see. So they flash red like that, they can do some kind of special move. I do like the music a lot in this game.
You win.
One of this game's best assets is it doesn't take itself too seriously. And I feel like maybe, like, it seems like Acclaim always got the licensed games, but, you know, I feel like Capcom, if they're even trying to get a WWF license, probably weren't going to get it because of,
Tokyo.
you know, just the lighthearted nature of this game. Doesn't seem like something that would mix well with WWF at the time. This character's annoying because he'll just jump all the time. Then you can jump on the top turnbuckle and attack. So the count out is to 20, not 10 in this game. So we're gonna try that again. Now, when you hear the name of this game, Saturday Night Slam Masters, you might be thinking, that's an awesome name. And you're right. But the Japanese version, as almost always, puts the US version to shame. It is called Muscle Bomber, the Body Explosion. And that is a name that will go down in history. Muscle Bomber, the Body Explosion. As you progress more and more in this game, grappling seems to become less and less an option, because it just seems like you lose every time you want to try and grapple. Like, it seems like it never works. So to really beat the game, you honestly have to cheese it, and that's not all that fun. It's like that you have to there's like only very limited ways you can actually grapple. Right? Like there, like I don't know why I didn't grapple, I punched instead, but you know. I feel like this game took the cheating way of it's like there, like I have no idea what I need to do to grapple successfully. It's like the difficulty comes in. We're just, every time you try to grapple, you're gonna lose, is the difficulty. And you can still win, but it's a very boring, uninteresting way to win. By just simply constantly jumping off the top rope or running off the ropes into your enemy. Simply because those are the only ways you can hit. Like at later levels, you can't even do standard attacks to hit the enemy because they will literally grapple you at like the second your attack lands. See, like, it was out of range of my attack, but he somehow... This is crazy how much this game is like Street Fighter. Not in the gameplay, but in virtually everything else. I have to look up and see which game I got first. I mean, it has to be Street Fighter 2.
Tokyo.
This was based on a arcade game that ran on the same exact system Street Fighter 2 did. So. Sometimes it seems like they want to bait you out there. I never follow them. Alright. That's that.
You win. Moscow.
And here is Hagar from Final Fight. A very, very appropriate cameo. See, if you time this right, you could do this almost forever. That should do that. They really get so much right with this game. The look of it, it feels exciting. The sound effects and music are amazing. Love the graphics. The characters are great. The environment's great. It's a very lively crowd. It feels so much more alive than any of the WWF games at the time. And the gameplay is better than a lot of those WWF games, but honestly, not that much. And I feel like this guy reminds me a lot of Blanca. And again, like, I don't know how he grappled me from that far away. What the hell? I don't know what happened there. Like I said before, at one point, even at this point, like, even the normal attacks don't work because they'll just grapple you from ridiculous range in the middle of your attack when your attack should be landing. So you have to cheese your way to win, and that's never fun. This game, I imagine, would be much, much more fun playing with 2 players. Fortunately, the people who are willing to play Saturday Night Slam Masters on the Super Nintendo in 2020 is very small. And I'm on lockdown for a very long time, so I can't even have them over. And here's a very Blanca-like special move. And I don't even know, like sometimes I've had the computer not kick out when they've had no energy, and there I had 1 bar and I still couldn't kick out. Now this is, if you're hoping for a challenge in single player, it's based on strategy and good AI. It's not this. This is just essentially the computer cheating. Again there, like, just right in the middle of my attack, just decides, no, I'm just gonna stop you and do my attack instead. And then there's this, it's like, if they're around you when you're getting up, there is literally nothing you can do. Like, they just pick you up, and they do something, and I feel like my involvement in that game was very minimal. As in, nothing I did mattered. So even though this game shares a lot in common with Street Fighter, and maybe even the kind of cheating way the computer works, takes it to a whole different extreme. There's a reason why everyone knows what Street Fighter and not this game. Again, try to attack, and it just does. I try to get up, and nothing I do matters. Nothing I do matters. Nothing I do matters. Nothing I do matters. While this game isn't bad, it has been very, very, very disappointing. Like, I remember hearing about this game and hearing that, it was really, really good, and like a game that, kind of went underrated. I'm starting to think it was correctly rated and understandably forgotten. I mean, this shows you, like, if the computer just walks towards you, there's nothing you can do. And it's like he's right on top of me. He's just gonna... Oh wow, I got away from him. Not really. I'm gonna try one more time, then I'll move on to the team battle mode. Which I can imagine being an even more giant clusterfuck than this is.
Head over. Fight!
And here we go. Why did you even, like, you stood around to let me get up from the pin, and then did a move I couldn't block, just to pin me after that? So yeah, this isn't the greatest game. Clearly. Let's see about Team Battle Royal. And these are the two characters that are kind of like the boss characters. You can't play with them in the single player mode, but it looks like you can play them in this. My partner here looks like any number of WWF big wrestlers from the late 80s, early 90s. Like Earthquake, Tugboat. I feel like there were a handful like that.
Mexico.
Car Crash Carnival. That should be the name of a pay-per-view. WWE Car Crash Carnival. That would go over great.
Fight!
I can see this mode. Having a lot more appeal. Again, like, because you're playing with friends, really. So yeah, so this definitely feels like a game that would be much more enjoyable playing with somebody else. Either one-on-one against each other or as a team against the computer. Also, this character I'm playing as Scorp, short for Scorpion. Kind of looks like a luchador. But to me, like, stance and fighting style is a lot like Bruce Lee. Muscle Bomber the Body Explosion. I'm never gonna get that name out of my head.
Tokyo.
One thing I wish this game had was like like sort of battle royal or like a real battle royal or team battle or Royal Rumble mode. Because the game I owned as a kid was WWF Super WrestleMania, and that was a lot of fun. But the game I didn't actually own, but I really, really loved was, and I rented all the time, was the Royal Rumble game. Because that was the Royal Rumble game, and obviously you could play the Royal Rumble, and that was a lot of fun. For a game that was not very, not very exciting, that mode was a lot of fun. I feel like in this game, it could be a ton of fun. And just some of the abbreviations they use for the characters in this game make no sense. Like, one of the characters is Greater, and it's spelled Grater. There, you see in the top right. His name is Alexander the Greater, so they even spelled great wrong. Like, I see what they were going for. They still got it wrong. Oh my god, if I lose because of my useless fucking partner who wouldn't do shit while I'm trying to pin the other characters. If you had interfered with them just once, we would have won, but no, you're just like wandering around like a goddamn idiot.
Lockdown. Fight!
Well, I think you guys got the gist of Saturday Night Slam Masters. As a one-player game, it's not so great. As a multiplayer game, I imagine it's a lot of fun. Overall, it's pretty mediocre. And I will be doing a review on it. Don't expect to see it for a few weeks because I have a couple more to be released before this one's released. Yeah, that's Saturday Night Slam Masters. I don't know what I'm playing on Thursday, but I think it's going to be a longer game that'll require multiple nights to play. I'm feeling like starting something a little longer. You know, maybe a Castlevania game. I don't know. I'll find out. But hope you guys have a good night. I'll see ya on Thursday.